your daughters are being held emotionally hostage to your ex.
Because you went to my house and had sex in my bed? So you mad?
And Beyonce are able to persevere and press through adversity.
To tell me how to raise my kids after he have abandoned us.
It wasn't the shouting that made it uncomfortable. It was what wasn't being said. A family sitting in the same room, but completely divided. Emotions running high. Old wounds still wide open. And right in the middle of it all, a truth nobody wanted to admit out loud. Because sometimes the real problem isn't the arguments. It's the person quietly controlling everything behind them. For years, Toni Braxton has been seen as the strong one, the successful one, the one who made it out and carried everyone else with her. From chart-topping hits to global fame, she built a career that most artists only dream of. But behind that success was pressure. A kind of pressure that never really goes away. Because while the world saw the awards, the music, and the spotlight, what they didn't see was the weight she was carrying at home. A family that depended on her. A system that expected her to give endlessly. And a dynamic that was quietly breaking her down. At the center of it all was her mother, Evelyn Braxton. Strong, vocal, unfiltered. The kind of presence that commands attention the moment she walks into a room. But according to Toni, that same presence may have also been the root of years of emotional tension, conflict, and unresolved trauma within the family. And now, after years of staying silent, Toni is finally reaching her limit.
Mad with me? You know? You mad with me because you bring this?
Can trickle down to your kid. I feel like Tina knows it's the reason why Solange...
It's the elephant in the room that nobody will talk about.
Letting your mother run your life.
How dare he try?
Because for the longest time she didn't speak on it. She held it in, smiled through it, played her role. Even when things got messy on camera. Even when her sisters argued. Even when emotions spilled over for the world to see. Toni always felt like she was holding something back. Like she was protecting something.
Woman in my bathroom and y'all have sex in my bathroom with the...
Some nerve.
Y'all have lives to live yourself, and she can't run her life.
Or someone. But that silence came at a cost. The responsibility is so heavy. That's not just a statement. That's exhaustion. That's years of feeling like you don't belong to yourself anymore. Like every decision you make has to include everyone else. Like your life isn't fully yours. And when you watch their reality show, it becomes obvious. The tension between the sisters, the constant disagreements, the emotional outbursts that seem to come from nowhere, but actually come from years of built-up frustration. And through it all, there's a pattern. One that keeps repeating. One that always seems to trace back to the same place. Because before the fame, before the show, before the success, there was a marriage that changed everything. Michael Braxton Sr. and Evelyn Braxton. A relationship that didn't just end, it exploded. Years of alleged infidelity, betrayal that went on for a decade. And not just in secret, but in a way that felt deeply disrespectful, personal, painful. We're not talking about a mistake. We're talking about...
So you mad with me? Because I would not...
Poor. I know this is a weird way to put it, but Beyonce and Solange was able to...
You and her need to get on the same...
What did you do all day? What did you do all day long?
About a pattern. And when that truth came out, it didn't just break a marriage. It fractured a family. Because instead of healing, lines were drawn, sides were chosen. And according to what's been shared over the years, there was no middle ground. You were either with her or against her. For the children, that kind of pressure changes everything. It turns love into loyalty tests. It turns relationships into obligations. And it forces you to choose even when you don't want to. Toni saw it happen in real time. She saw how her sister Tracy Braxton was treated for being close to their father. And that was enough. Enough to make her step carefully. Enough to make her suppress her own feelings. Enough to make her prioritize peace. Even if it meant sacrificing herself. Because disappointing her mother was never really an option. And that's where things start to get complicated. Because once that dynamic is set, it doesn't just disappear. It evolves. Follows you into adulthood. into your career, into your success. And in Toni's case, it followed her into fame, because when she made it big,
Candles. Oh, don't.
Ooh, it was romantic, Lord.
Candles all around.
Children. And looking at Evelyn Braxton and her girls, it's proof
Enough to help me to raise them, it wouldn't be such a problem. But where were you?
she didn't just rise alone. She brought her family with her. Opportunities, connections, record deals, support. She tried to open doors for her sisters, to give them the same chances she had. But when things didn't work out the way everyone hoped, guess who carried the blame? Toni. Not for failing, but for not doing enough. And that's where the pressure became something else entirely. It became a cycle, a constant expectation that no matter how much she gave, it would never be enough, even financially. While the world saw a superstar, Toni was quietly dealing with something very different behind the scenes. Bankruptcy, financial struggles, decisions that weren't just about her, but about keeping everyone else afloat, trying to maintain a lifestyle, trying to keep the peace, trying to be everything for everyone.
On the tub?
Oh,
And she's gonna leave her big underwear on the floor?
bitter and not forgive him for having an outside baby on her. And then on the other hand,
Her home and your home too.
You know what? Had you been home long enough,
And the worst part? Even that didn't free her, because the expectation never stopped. The responsibility never shifted, just kept growing. And over time, that kind of stress doesn't just affect your mind. It affects your body. There have been discussions, even speculation, that the stress Toni experienced over the years may have contributed to her health struggles, including lupus. Nothing officially confirmed as a direct cause, but when you look at the timeline, it's hard to ignore, because stress like that, it builds, sits in you, and eventually it shows up somewhere. Still, even with everything she was dealing with, speaking up wasn't easy, because every time the issue came up, it didn't stay on the issue. It turned back on her, shifted, redirected, until somehow she became the problem. And that's when people started noticing something deeper. Pattern of control, of emotional pressure.
they did not go back and forth. And honestly, she had every reason to be
Side of the table and free those girls. Because
Of guilt being used as a tool. And suddenly, the conversations around the Braxton family started changing. People weren't just watching the drama anymore. They were analyzing it, calling it out, comparing it. Because when you look at other families in the spotlight, like Tina Knowles and her daughters Beyonce and Solange Knowles, you see something different. A different kind of foundation, a different way of handling conflict. Even through their own challenges, there was a sense of balance, of support, of growth. And that contrast, it made people look at the Braxtons even more closely, because here you had two families, both dealing with pain, both dealing with broken relationships, but the outcomes, completely different. And that raises a difficult question. What happens when the person who's supposed to guide the family is also the one shaping its dysfunction? Now, as Toni approaches a new stage in her life, something has shifted.
and we can look at Miss Evelyn Braxton and see why her daughters are still on.
She's no longer staying quiet the way she used to. She's no longer carrying things the same way. And according to what people are seeing, she's creating distance, not out of hate, but out of survival. Because at some point, you have to choose yourself, even if it disappoints the people you love, even if it changes the dynamic forever. And maybe that's where this story really hits, because it's not just about fame, or reality TV, or celebrity drama. It's about something a lot of people understand, what it feels like to carry a family on your back, to be the strong one, the responsible one, the one who fixes everything, until one day, you realize no one ever asked if you were okay. And when that moment comes, you're left with a choice. Keep carrying the weight, or finally put it down. Because sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is walk away from what's been breaking you all along.